Hello Nebraska, this is Dan Cleve here. I figure I'd give you an update. There seems to be a lot of media outreach to me and people trying to get my side of the story, which I appreciate very much. I'd like to let everybody know, that I am still enrolled at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I am still studying and going forward with my classes. So you might be wondering, who am I, or why are my ideas so heavily opposed? That is a good question. So a lot of people have said that I am, a white supremacist or something along those lines, or that I maybe believe in the Third Reich or something of that sort. Well, I am technically alt-right. I am not a member of any organization. I'm not a member of Vanguard America. I'm not a member of Identity Europa. I am simply in the larger alt-right, and to be more specific, the Nebraska Alt Right. And a lot of people here have not heard of the alt right, understandably. And I'd like to let you know that the alt right is something that has most recently came up in the East Coast and the West Coast, and it is eventually going to come here because Nebraska is facing the same questions that the East and the West Coast are facing now. And the alt right should appeal, in my opinion, to many different Nebraskans. It doesn't necessarily appeal to one specific economic theory or one specific political theory. It mostly applies to a specific group of people, and that being people of European descent. And what it stands for is your right as a human being to stand up for your group of people from which you descend. The alt-right understands that we all come from somewhere. Our ancestors, at one point in time, struggled to give birth to your great-great-grandfather, your great-great-great-grandfather. Somewhere at some point in time in history, your ancestors struggled in order to make sure that you would still be here breathing and contributing to the world that they wanted to build. And we think that it's our right to have these groups and have this identity. And we should be able to push for that. We should be able to push for our identity and our right to have a living space that reflects that identity. We think that's our right. And we shouldn't be ashamed of that. That's the biggest reason why I have been targeted so much, is because people who think or believe in the alt-right, they are targeted because we should not believe that. There are also all sorts of classes that push white privilege and other anti-white sentiments, and they're able to do that freely all across the country. And at the same time, they say that we're not allowed to stand up for our own rights, and we just think that is unacceptable. And so we're going to continue to stand up for our identity and our future, and we're not going to be ashamed of it. We're not going to be ashamed. We're not going to be intimidated we're not going to be intimidated into being ashamed. We're not going to be harassed into being ashamed. We are proud people, and we're happy to believe in what we believe in. The other question is, who started all this? Who started the campaign to cause all this ruckus? Well, the group is called Antifa Nebraska. You can clearly see that the video that was posted with the scary music was started by or created by an anarcho-communist group who openly state on their website that their modus operandi, their status, their operations and their procedures is to harass, dox, and intimidate people based on their political opinion. They openly state it in their website. They claim that I am violently attacking people, which is false. I never targeted or said anything about any group or any people. And at the same time, they're the ones who are actually guilty of what they're accusing me of. And this has been going on for a while. Even before me, there were many other guys here in Nebraska who had their lives ruined by Antifa, and they did nothing. They didn't go out and do public speeches. The only thing they were guilty of is thinking like the alt-right and being active in some online forum. That's the only thing they're guilty of, which they're not guilty. And this group made it a priority to target, harass, and intimidate them. And if you go to your computer, you go to your browser, and you look up the definition of terrorism, and you tell me that what this Antifa Nebraska group is doing to people, to Nebraskans, isn't intimidation. Tell me that. No honest person can tell me that. So, you know, I think that somebody needs to look into this group. Somebody needs to figure out why this group is able to operate like this and ruin people's lives. That is an important question going forward. So, that being said, thanks for listening. I've received overwhelming support from many Nebraskans, which I appreciate so much. We're not going to be intimidated. We are not going to be ashamed, and we're going to be proud to be white. Thank you.